James Arness, forever etched in television history as Marshal Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke, lived a life that was as dramatic and fascinating as anything seen on screen, yet he kept much of it locked away from the public eye. Born James King Arness in Minneapolis in 1923, he grew up during the harsh years of the Great Depression, a time that tested families and forged resilience. The oldest of two sons, he was protective of his younger brother, Peter, who the world would later know as actor Peter Graves, but James rarely mentioned the connection, choosing to let each man's career stand on its own. His towering 6'7" frame became both a blessing and a burden. In 1943, at just 20 years old, Arness was drafted into the U.S. Army during World War II. He served with distinction but suffered a devastating leg wound during the Anzio landing in Italy, an injury that left him with a lifelong limp and constant pain. Few fans realized that the steady, confident gait of Marshal Dillon was often a careful disguise crafted by skilled camera work and Arness's own determination. Returning from war, James didn't immediately chase acting. Instead, he worked odd jobs, including as a radio announcer, before a friend suggested Hollywood. With his deep voice and imposing stature, roles in westerns and war films came quickly. His big break arrived thanks to John Wayne, who personally recommended him for the lead in a new TV series called Gunsmoke. The role of Marshal Matt Dillon would dominate his career for decades, from 1955 to 1975, making him one of the most enduring characters in television history. But off-screen, Arness was the opposite of his larger-than-life character, soft-spoken, deeply private, and reluctant to bask in Hollywood's spotlight. He avoided interviews, skipped industry events, and instead sought refuge in nature, preferring the peace of his Montana ranch or fishing trips to the constant attention of fans. His personal life was marked by both love and tragedy. His marriage to Virginia Chapman ended in divorce, and years later, he endured the heartbreaking loss of his adopted son Craig, something he never publicly discussed. Despite his fame, James valued loyalty and close friendships more than publicity, maintaining lifelong bonds with co-stars and crew members. Even when Gunsmoke ended, he returned to the role in several reunion films, proving his deep affection for the character and the audience that loved him. In 2001, he surprised fans with an autobiography, but true to form, many details remained vague, leaving readers with more questions than answers. When James Arness passed away in 2011 at the age of 88, tributes poured in celebrating not just an iconic actor, but a man of quiet strength and integrity. Yet, as with any good Western hero, he rode off into the sunset, leaving parts of his story untold, secrets that made him all the more legendary.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.